Alright, we are doing a Legend of Zelda Let's Play video, so let's get into it. Oop, let's register our name. I'll put my name in. Yeah. Cool. Alright, let's go. So I lied. I said I was going to take it a little easy this week and focus on finals, which I am doing. But I had some downtime tonight, so I figured I would record this Zelda video when I had the chance. So, all right, we have a sword. It's very good. Trying out something a little different for the audio capture. We'll see how it goes. I'm using I'm using like my phone as like the mic instead of like my headset, because I've noticed on some of the past videos that the headphones the earbuds were like kind of rubbing up against my clothing and making a weird little scratchy noise. So we're gonna hope using the phone kind of helps with that. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get through the first dungeon today. That's my goal. So yeah. Oop, damn it. Okay. So yeah, I just kind of talk about my experience with Zelda 1 on the NES. This is one of the first NES games I ever played. I played this for the first time on my 3DS. I bought it through the Virtual Console. And it was very, very impressive to me at the time. Like, I'll oftentimes see people talk about games not aging well, and I can understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, even when I was like, 11, 12, at that age, when I was first playing a lot of NES games, I felt like I still had like a pretty strong appreciation for them, like for what they were, even though I was playing it on like a 3DS and eventually a Switch. Yeah, I still had a pretty strong appreciation for what they were doing. Goddamn, okay. I had a pretty strong appreciation for like what they were doing, and especially now that I'm like older. Damn it, okay. God, I suck. So let me move the phone. But yeah, like I have a pretty strong appreciation for what they were doing, and like a lot of them I feel like are very good examples of like of game design, because like they're so bare bones that like the gameplay really has to stand out to make something special. And I think this is a game where like the limitations are what make it so impactful to me. I first beat it. It's like 2 years ago. And when I say I first beat it, it was definitely my first time beating it, but I also like I wasn't using any like save states or rewinds on like an emulator. Like I was actually just playing it like you would have on an NES back in the day. And that, I think too, that's another thing with NES games. I think people really need to, if they're gonna, I don't know, like obviously you can play all you want, but I think those games are all made much more enjoyable when you play them within the structure they were designed with. And so a lot of them become they have a lot more staying power for me once I play them at the difficulty they were intended. Something like Mario 1, that took me probably 18 hours to fully master and like play through in the way God intended, not using save states. And so Zelda 1's another good example. This game probably took me 25 hours to beat. Just, not using save states or anything, just playing normally. And so yeah, I definitely recommend checking this out. Just, I don't know. Obviously, I wouldn't blame anyone for like not enjoying it, because it is very cryptic, and if you don't enjoy that, like I can totally get that. But I find this game and a lot of NES games a lot more enjoyable to play within the means they were like kind of designed for. So yeah. Anyway, Zelda 1. Let's see what else. I'm gonna change the subject a bit. I've been thinking a good bit about like my relationship with the internet as like a creative person, not like as someone who's like viewing stuff. Although this can kind of play back into it, but I've been really thinking about parasocial relationships, and like how much do I want people to be invested in me? And obviously, like I'm a very incredibly small like creator right now, but I don't want to be caught off guard if I do ever come into an audience, because like obviously my goal, even outside of like YouTube, my goal is to, I want to write stuff, and I think everyone can kind of relate to like, oh, wanting people to like, yeah, see what they do and appreciate it. And yeah, I'm definitely in that boat there. And so yeah, I don't know. There's the lineup, like, especially now that I'm posting stuff on YouTube, and I'm posting pretty frequently. My question is, how much do I want people to, yeah, like, what do I want them to know about me? How much do I want them to know? And like, what do I want their relationship to me to be? Because I never want to feel like I'm fostering an unhealthy like relationship with a viewer or whatever. And yeah, I don't know. I specifically saw two videos that got me thinking. I saw like I forget what it was called. There's an old, say old, it's a few years old. There's a video on the Weekly Slap, where Schlatt's kind of thinking about something similar, and his kind of conclusion is that that channel, which is a pretty big inspiration for me on YouTube, but his conclusion was that that channel was the problem, or at least part of it, and so he kind of dialed back on posting there for a bit because of that. Damn it, I forgot about that. Oh shit. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, so it got me thinking. Yeah, thinking about like, yeah, I don't know, because I was the kind of person even as a kid, I was always like watching behind the scenes videos and like really trying to understand the people who made the stuff that meant things to me. I remember I would watch behind the scenes videos on like the making of like the Clone Wars on my DVDs, and I remember very vividly watching every week on Disney XD. They would do a little video series called The Rebels of Recon, and this was a behind the scenes look at just the creation of every episode of Star Wars Rebels for a while. And I think they dialed back towards the end of the show, but that meant the world to me back then. And I think really the thing I wanted to, that's one of the many things like I kind of want to capture if I ever am, like famous, for lack of a better term, if I'm ever known for something. I want people to know how I made it and why I made it, and I want them to understand the choices I made, and not because like I think I'm some genius or anything, but because that meant so much to me as a kid. Like that's what mirrored that's how I learned to be creative, or like that's what I aspired to be, and it was so helpful for me at the time. I think I need bombs for here. I don't know. I forget if you can get bombs this early, but I think you might need it for that room. But yeah, and so yeah, it got me thinking, because like even with something like the Weekly Slap, like the reason I enjoy that channel is because I do just like getting to peek a little behind the curtain and like see a bit about like the person, and not the character of like a YouTuber, But at the same time, I think that if you're posting things online, like you're still kind of playing a character no matter what, even right now, because I'm purposefully choosing what to say and what not to say, like what choices, like what do I omit, what words am I going to use, and I'm not talking to this channel like I would talk to any person in my real life, and so at that point, is this still a character, and so yeah, this kind of thought process is something I've been thinking about for a lot, like even before I saw that video, but yeah, like just the thought of like, oh, am I always going to be a character no matter what? And I don't know. And I think I'm like, I kind of am okay with being a character. Like I kind of want to be a character because ultimately, yeah, I don't want random strangers on the internet to think they know me or to think they can't know me. But at the same time, I can kind of feel bad because I think on a channel like this or on like Satoshi 900, I can feel like I think it can be very easy to feel like you know me. And so yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about those things, and I'm trying to like, I don't know. Like there's even a time when I was considering this summer of like the idea of and not showing my face on the internet at all, limiting how I use my voice online, so things feel less personal. And yeah, I don't know. Ultimately, I decided not to do that because I didn't want to like limit myself to those things. But it was a thought I had, and even now I kind of think about it and I wonder. Another idea I had was to like treat every YouTube channel, every social media account like a different person, and to treat them as if these were all different people. And so like I had the idea of like, oh, the person that I release music under a completely different name than I write under, and then that way, you know, like, yeah, it was that idea of kind of creating that full anonymity, and ultimately I did kind of end up doing that because I mean I do plan on using a different name to release music under, and I have so many YouTube channels because like I want these to be I want it to feel like I want each channel to feel like you're just getting a different facet of me or something I'm interested in, and I don't want any of them to feel like the full me. So like this channel, fuck, God. But yeah, this channel, yeah, it's only really going to be this, and as soon as I lose interest in doing gaming videos like this, I'll be done, and that'll be okay, and I'm okay with that. But I think that's a way to make it feel less parasocial because, you know, my interest in the channel only exists so far as I want to make this right here. But I don't want this to come across as like, I guess, harsh, because I do value the fact that people care about what I have to say. And at the same time, I can almost even feel hypocritical about this because I'm the person who wants to make the internet more human. And so, like, where's that boundary? Like, where's the line between making the internet more human and fostering parasocial relationships? I don't know. But yeah, it's certainly something I'm thinking a lot about. And I think the best thing I can do right now is just to let these be different things, like let these channels be different things, and let them have different audiences. That's actually something I really want. Like I don't want it to be the same people. Sorry about that. The game crashed, so we're gonna try that again. I'm not really sure what happened, but you know, we'll see. I don't think I kept anything. We're gonna see if it saved any dungeon progress. I lost the sword. Damn it. Okay. Well, I guess we'll deal with this. If I was not as far into the video, I probably would start over. But we persist. So yeah. Anyway, let's talk about parasocial relationships. It's funny because I've been thinking a lot about them for like a while now. But initially, like it was like from the perspective of a fan. You know, I was like, where do I draw the line? because I can, I was saying, like, oh, I care so much about, like, the production of how stuff's made, and I care so much about seeing, like, behind the scenes things. And so then I started asking the question, like, where am I making that boundary for myself? Like, at what point do I just feel like a stalker, when I can answer so many different things about when the people I care about, or like when the people who I look up to started making things, and like what their first projects were, and what different aliases they used when they were younger. Like, what's the difference, really? And so yeah, and I still don't know if I'm perfect there. But yeah, so I've been thinking about this a lot from both angles for a while. And it's a weird thing. And I think I'm kind of running in circles here with my words. But I wanted to talk about it. Because if anything, I want, again, just kind of to kill the parasocial relationships, I want to be honest about, like I guess, I don't want to portray myself as, like, yeah, the perfect person, the perfect, like, a role model. Like, I want people to, yeah, view me as nuanced, and, like, in 10 years, if I've made something really successful, and I've, and all my dreams come true, I don't want people to, like, look up to me as, like, some sort of god, because I see that happen so much with, like, figures online. Even if they're not very, even if they're, like, very private people, I see it happen. I think it's happened with, say, like, Toby Fox, or a creator like Dana Terrace. Like, I see these sorts of parasocial attachments people have to these creators, and they often, I think, come from the fact that people, like, can view them as perfect, because they're so private. It's like you don't see their down days, and because of that, there's you get to fill in the gaps, and then you get to fill in the gaps that these are, like, flawless people. And so I very much so, even though I would like to be private online, to, like, as private as, is necessary for my safety. Like, I very much so care about privacy. But at the same time, I do want to be crystal clear that I am not perfect, I'm not infallible, because I think, again, like that, like, I would imagine that would help prevent against, like, parasocial relationships. So yeah, I don't know. Another kind of weird thing I noticed, like, from a creative perspective, is this kind of discussion would have been a video on Satoshi 900 if I were to have made something like this a few months ago. But I'm doing it here instead. And there's a few reasons for that. Number one, again, this channel kind of exists to emulate the Weekly Slap, Dear Dano, those channels that I love. And those are gameplay, commentary. And so I think, at least for where I am right now with this channel, it wouldn't be complete without this kind of commentary. But I also think I'm getting, like, with Satoshi 900, it's at, it just hit, like, 53 subscribers right now. And that's crazy to me. Like, that's genuinely more than I would have expected for that channel by this point. Because I was expecting it to, like, grow alongside other projects. So I was thinking, hey, it'll grow when, say, I really, like, lock in on my art YouTube channel. And then people will want to see what my other channel is like, and they'll want to see a more, like, a less in-character version of myself. That's not really the case. I mean, I'm sure maybe that will be, but, like, people do seem to have some sort of interest, even now. And because of that, I found myself, like, I guess, being more intentional with how I carry myself on that channel, and, like, structuring my thoughts better, and thinking about what I say more. Fuck. God, I swear I'm good at this game. But yeah, like I've been thinking about those things, um, and yes, it's affected what I say on that channel, because now I've gotten to the point to where I'm not like, if I don't think what I'm saying is like helpful to someone, I don't want to put it on there, because I don't know, there's this like, I'm still like, I have this pressure on that channel to like, yeah, say something important or like to help someone out. Because okay, even today I got a comment that was like, oh my gosh, this was exactly what I needed. Thank you. And like, when that's what people expect from you, it's hard to just post an aimless rambling about parasocial relationships, especially when you're a frickin', nobody with, a total of like under 100 subscribers across 21. But no, like, when you have like under 100 subscribers across like across like all those YouTube channels, I can feel like very like self-centered or like narcissistic for even like thinking about this right now. And it's like, my intent, I'm obviously like, it's not because I think I'm gonna be like it's not because I think necessarily that I'm gonna be some famous celebrity that in 10 years, or that people are going to care about me in that way. I guess I'm just thinking about these things because no one, like, so many people, I see so many people get caught like blindsided by their success, and because of that they make mistakes that they wouldn't normally have made, and they like, it'll fuck them up. Even like, again, the talk to Jay Schlatt, like, I think he's been pretty clear, even very recently, about the way like having this job messes with him, and it hurts him. And so because of that, just seeing how having an audience can be so detrimental to a person's like mental health, it makes me want to be proactive, because I know it could happen to me, and it's something I would say I'm even like working towards in some cases. And so I want to be ready if that time strikes, because if I'm not, then I feel like a lot of their, like, if me and if other people don't go into this sort of thing aware, I feel like I don't want their suffering to have been in vain. So, and again, I think that circles back around to like why I'm talking on this channel, is because, again, like, I want people to know my life isn't perfect, and it's not all glamorous. Even if I'm doing it behind the mask of a Zelda Let's Play video, with no face cam, I don't know, I just want to have it out there, and I want people to know that it's not always perfect, and I'm not always perfect, and yeah, I don't know. But then that has me wondering, like, if people start to grow attached to this channel, will I then, like, will I start to like worry about not being enough, just like I am on the other one, which is 53 subscribers. Like, I fully understand that it is like bonkers to think it means much to anyone. Like, I fully understand and I comprehend that, and sometimes I'll beat myself up for like thinking these things, because it does, like, I feel borderline narcissistic, which I think the fact that I feel bad about these things makes me not narcissistic, because I feel like a narcissist would think they're perfect all the time, which I most certainly don't. This is like the opposite of narcissism, in that I hate myself. Which I don't actually, but, like, it's like that kind. It's like, it's self-deprecating, it's not in like the world revolves around me kind of way. And even now, I'm like, oh, am I like being too personal online? Am I like sharing too much about like what I actually struggle with? But then again, when it goes back to like making the internet more human, which is something I fully believe in. Like humans aren't perfect all the time, and humans aren't curated. Like our emotions aren't curated, and so damn it. Okay. God. Okay. We're gonna try. We're gonna do that one more time, and we're gonna hope the game doesn't crash. Because I'm so close. I'm so close. But yeah, we're not like curated, you know? Like our emotions are curated. And so yeah, I guess I just want people to know it's very normal to not be okay with things. But at the same time, I think, especially, if people start, if you like build an audience, being vulnerable online, I think you definitely need to like learn where the filter should be, and you probably need to invest in some sort of personal, like just like purely personal outlet. For me, I write in a journal. Granted, I've not written in a little bit, and I have some personal like outlets. Like I specifically Stardew Valley. That's been a big little creative outlet for me lately. My personal Minecraft world. That's another one that's like a pretty strong creative outlet for me. And one time I thought about making a video where I showed it off, and I decided against it because I wanted to keep that just between me and my, I guess whoever at Nintendo can look at my cloud save. Because yeah, I don't know. I wanted, like, I think if you are going to be an artist, or if you're going to be present online, you do need to keep something to yourself. And for me, that's just like having those things be purely for me. It's a good reminder of like the fact that I am a creative person outside of what I put out online. And I think that's something I need to learn. I think that was one of the things I struggled the most with after I stopped writing fan fiction is I struggled not having a place where people could see my creativity. And so hopefully now I'm finding a good balance. So with all that said, Triforce! Let's go! I think I died too many times because like I could actually do this pretty quickly if I wanted to. Like I swear, like I'm better at this game than I was showing. Shit, he pushed me back. I think I'm pretty good at this game. I'm alright. I will walk that back. But I think I'm better than, dying 3 times in the first temple. But so yeah, I think we're gonna end this here. I'm going to let's find a safe spot to end it. I don't know if there's any safe spots close. Whatever. Thank you for watching this video, and I will be back sometime soon. I think, yeah, next Monday. Sounds pretty good to me. I'll see you guys then.